Here we are at Bodmin Jail.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, there you are. Oh, hello.
Hello. Up on this floor, we have the condemned cells. This is the last cell just to the side here. As you can't see in here at the moment, it's all blocked off. It's where Selina Wage. I can't remember the other fellow that was in here, but the most famous name of all is Selina Wage. She spent the last night in this room before she was brought out in the morning. And if we just go behind you here and step out of this exact window here before she was executed. So you can imagine she's been seen as a full body manifestation, and she's buried just outside the back here. So her last moments, her last thoughts, her last meals, everything was done all in this area here. So we're hoping that she can show herself tonight, as it's going to be one of our last times here.
As Alex was talking to Manor about some of the things that have happened in Bodmin Jail with Selina Wage, just as he stood by the cell that Selina Wage spent her last nights in, you can see a small light that comes away from the cell and just goes past the door. Do you think Selina Wage was listening to Alex as he was talking about her, and then it gave her the energy to manifest herself in front of the camera?
People usually associate jails and prisons, especially these old ones, as something dark and sinister, where people wouldn't have had a good time, and that's pretty much true. There would have been a lot of horrific things that happened in these places. But there's certain entities here that would have had a good time, that would probably still come back time and time again. Follow me. Just one such person that is recorded here is this gentleman here. 31 Christmases. He's marked by this beautiful mannequin here.
31 Christmases is a very funny story of a man that would get arrested and sent to jail just to spend the Christmas period there. His name was Samuel Glasson, and he would spend the overall Christmas there, having a bath, having a good Christmas meal, but his things that he used to do would never be more than drinking on the streets after 10 o'clock or assault on a police officer.
This is the only room in the whole jail that I've had not such a wonderful experience in. Nothing that scared me away per se. It's always been, this is the only time they've had to shut down a circle. We had people collapsing in this very room doing seance, so we will bring people down here again to see what we can get up to. We had a light in the hallway just out here which was absolutely flashing like mad until eventually Sally told it to leave. After the third time of asking it to leave, the whole thing shut down, the lights went off, the room went pitch black, and it was like a sigh of relief.
The coin machine's on the top floor, so there's no one in there, so everyone was accounted for because we're down here investigating, so I'm by the doorway. So we all move in, we'll end up circling each other. You can't see, it's all dark, and then we have this massive pop, and then a couple of minutes later the coin machine goes off, so yeah, magical moment that was.
So we do have some good times
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. So it was a real moment where they were trying to make contact.
That's awesome.
I'll show you this before I put something down. I mean, it's cold down there, but you can't really create steam.
Oh, film live. Gonna explain.
Right, I was in this room here. Yeah. Scan round. And like
That's weird, yeah.
real, yeah.
Misty, isn't it? Yeah.
It was a bit like, it
But
wasn't like
Check your breath a minute.
Yeah, I've done that. And
No, it's not.
I had the camera like that, and there was nowhere near breathing.
And I wasn't there anymore.
7 degrees down here.
Interesting.
Strange.
Take a look at this image. One of our guests has sent this in. It's a picture that she had taken around the jail. She's captured a mist form, similar to what Alfie captured on his phone. What do you think?
When I first joined Silent Voices, I was doing filming, I bought some amazing footage. It looks like something that you person's genitalia, let's just say, so a male genitalia, but the formation of it was just like that. So I was like, oh my god, look at that. So I was showing everyone, and
But that really piqued your interest to get in here and try again.
I was proper up for it. And then previous to that, I was just a normal person investigating. So the moving table was in it, and I've always said to the guys that we should come in here. And the last occasion we were in here prior to this, we got the table in here, and it was so active. We had people pushed right into the corner. There was a bloke stuck like this, we couldn't get out. So we'll be in here tonight without doubt.
And then I suppose this would have been like the conditions that they would have had.
God, these things are mouldy. Absolutely covered.
Oh no.
Mock-ups.
I'm actually surprised that this is.
Another mock-up.
Last time I was on this level was when I had intelligent responses from the spirit box, the K2 and the REM pod. Because the spirit box would answer something, but I asked like a similar question like, what's your favourite colour? Come through as red, and then the K2 flashed red, and then the REM pod flashed red. It was with, I think me and Dan were up here, with a couple of other people.
Isn't this the one where if you stand in the
You
doorway,
get that.
this is that level?
Yeah, because it happened the first time I come here.
Who is a little bit nervous?
You'll never know.
Do you follow our page? Yes. We got sent a haunted doll.
Which we're investigating at the moment. So this is where a level of scepticism comes in.
She has become our new team member for a moment. I did a live video and I opened the box and there was 2 letters in there. The first letter was from the lady that sent it to me, explaining some of the feeling uncomfortable, her eyes move, she watches me as I walk across the room, feeling a bit weird about that, not happy with it, things going missing, things moving. So I was like, right. And then the first letter of the previous owner, who had said that Piper has been used in many different seances and is said to have 3 energies connected to her, a boy, a mother, and a dominant energy. So we are bringing her along tonight to get her involved in some of the experiments that we are going to be doing tonight, because there are children energy here as well. Turn the blue light off for me. Turn it off. Are you up there, Selena?
You will hear me ask if anyone can remember us from the jail. Just after, you will hear 3 very clear bangs. This sounds like it's from upstairs. Listen carefully.
Can you remember us?
That was 2 taps, yeah.
I have replayed it for you so you can listen again, but bear in mind that the whole of the upstairs has been completely shut off to the public due to renovations. Nobody could have been upstairs.
Can you remember us?
That was 2 taps, yeah. Okay, could you come down here and knock?
Can you hear us okay?
Can you knock again for us? If that was you knocking, can you knock twice for me?
We've got some things here that you can manipulate to let us know that you're here.
After the knocking that we found, there was no more paranormal activity downstairs to be reported, so we moved on.
All prisoners to the chapel!
Is there any spirits on this back staircase? Come out of all yourselves. Come out of whatever room you're in. The hallways. Come and gather onto the stairwells. Move up and down. Move past people. Make yourself known. Want everyone to experience at least one thing.
We moved around the jail and went to many different areas to gain the communication that we were asking for. We thought that it was very quiet. We had some K2 movements, but not much else was really happening. So then we decided to go for the table tipping. Move around the table and connect your energy with everybody here, and when you're ready, you can start moving the table. You can have as many of you to join in as you want. Put your hands on the table like us. Okay. Just go with it, just go with it. Well done. Keep it going, keep it going. 80 metres steady as the table is moving. Going up to red. Good. Well done. And as you can feel the hands, smooth movement. You're doing really, really good. Show them what you can do. Brilliant. So change of direction. Well done. And just remember, obviously, if you're going around in circles, if you feel dizzy, you lift your head up so you don't go. Okay, show them what you can do. I'm not the only one that's there.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's what happens. Well done. Brilliant. And there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Table tipping is a very interesting experiment, especially at Bodmin Jail. The difference between when someone is moving it or when we are moving it is the spirits are connected to the table. It is a lot smoother. If someone on the table is trying to move it, you'll find that it's very rocky, hard, and hard to push. It's so smooth. Oh my god, I feel really dizzy then. I'm just going to look out for a minute. For the camera. Excellent.
There's no
I'm better on
physical possibility that somebody is tipping that up.
like my hands are so lightly on the table. Not even. Yours.
Where do we fingers count?
Many people have experienced the table tipping at Bodmin Jail since we've been going. Some people have ran away because it's been that scary. They can't seem to figure out how this table could be moving without them pushing it, with just their fingers lightly touching the top of the table to gain that connection. And it just goes straight. I mean, I love it. It's my favourite. Oops, sorry. I
kicked you right in the ankle right now, sorry. It's going a bit faster.
No, I've got feet
touching it.
touching it.
You literally just move with it. It's like it's almost like a Ouija board. You are the planchette.
I'm freezing.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Oh my god. That's serious shit, that is.
No, I've got a picture of something.
We've had many people test the table before they even got started. They've checked it for wires, rigs, batteries, anything you can imagine, but all have experienced something they cannot explain.
We're bored. Just get the table out. Where do you want to go now?
Shit.
But, honestly, you're braver than most. A lot of people used to just run out the door. And I'd be stood with the table going, oh, okay. Just one of them do it.
Oh, it's going round the way.
Wicked. Woo!
Oh, it's fucking nice.
Wow.
Yeah, like on the ditch thing.
Yeah.
Unnatural.
See that excitement you feel when it happens?
Yeah.
There's almost
Yeah.
like that little bit of fear, but the excitement.
Yeah.
It's the excitement that gives them the energy to do it. All right, guys. We'll give another group an opportunity to have a go.
No!
Don't worry, we've still got time. You can come back on.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, there we go.
There it goes. That's it. Just move with it. That's it.
Good job.
Good. Keep it going, show them what else you can do. I do apologise, I had thinking about the other one.
Yes, yes.
Alright, I shall speak to you in a bit, mate.
Oh, she looks happy.
Seeing if it works. Are you still there?
Doubles
Oh
here.
my god, it's still not overly keen on it, whether it's a good
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
There you go.
Hi, Piper.
As many of you know, Piper was sent to us as she was said to be a haunted doll. We said that we would take her on some of our events to see if we can get anything happening. Bodmin Jail was the first event Piper had gone to. There was no paranormal activity to be reported.
Bring up the name of one person in this room. move around. Everybody in your mind, think of your name in your mind. Send the thought out. Emily. Emily?
It's weird, it's not with the name though, isn't it?
It's weird, yeah, it's weird. Maybe it's her name.
Yeah, but I said earlier, oh, Emily was on that dog. So is it like...
We're not taking it home. Sorry.
Yes. Emily's my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
No, take the dog home.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like 20 minutes ago, Emily was there.
I remember you saying that now.
What?
Emily.
Oh, sorry, I don't know the name.
Rosie.
Rosie, on the table there, she just told her partner, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That someone she knows called Emily would like the doll, and it's just come up with Emily over here. Because I said, tell us the name of someone in this room, and you won't tell us your
And
name.
it's the only name.
And it's just come up with Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only name
Right,
that's
turn
said out
spirit
loud.
box on because there's nothing coming through it.
Turn it off, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, again, if everybody thinks of a name in your mind, just think of a name.
Oh, it's this tune. Kate.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking.
Anyone thinking of a Kate? Anyone had Kate in their families? Or anyone passed over the name of Kate?
Right in this early, I was thinking of cake.
Now this next bit is a very interesting capture. Just look at how lightly they have their fingers on the table. When everybody laughs and there is a burst of positive energy, the table moves away from their hands. Take a look. I have repeated this a couple of times for you to have a look, and I have slowed down part of the video just so that you can see how the table moves away from the hands.
That is so possible.
Can you see how the K2 meter is flashing just after that burst of energy?
Yeah, like it's just like malicious. Isn't it?
Ah.
Yeah, malice. So seriously, when you someone says to you, oh, I don't mean it, I don't mean any malice.
Again, not long after the first burst of activity, there is another burst on the table, and again, their hands are very lightly on that table. Take a look.
Because you said Kate, you take the big
Alright, is this your energy on the table? Are you moving this table with these people? Change direction. The person moving the table, change direction. Don't get faster. Faster, 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 faster.
I'm really dizzy.